What's good, YouTube? I go by the name of LOCO. If you already know me, nice to see you again. If you don't know me, nice to meet you. Today I want to talk about the misconceptions of social media influencers, or people that are popular online. Number one, like, people assume when you have a lot of followers or like a social media following that you automatically have like loads of money. Like, people just accumulate like followers with money, which it should be that way, and I'm pretty sure everybody that has a big following would like it to be that way. But there are some that are broke, and there are some that have money, and it's not like something to like shame people for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people go through ups and downs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how, like, when people are broke, like, it's something that people shame you for, talk junk about and stuff like that. But, when you make it and you talk about your struggles coming up, then it's more like inspirational and motivational. It's like when you're broke currently, it's like you can't talk about it. You're shamed. No one cares. Like, it is what it is. But when you make it, or you made progress and you're no longer in the broke stages no more, it's motivational. It's inspirational. People don't shame you for it. You know what I mean? So don't worry about all that shit. If you're a social media influencer or you got a lot of followers or whatever, and you don't have, the money that you would like to have right now, don't even worry about it. Don't pay attention to nobody. You don't even have to tell nobody. You don't have to act like you're someone you're not. Just focus on the path and focus on what you love, and the money will definitely come. But that's one of the misconceptions of social media influencers. People think you just have like hella bread, like a lot of money. So like, people will like often try to charge you more than they would charge other people for like tattoos or artwork or promo or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because they just assume you have like more money than the average person. Some people will like treat you differently. They kind of like put you on a pedestal in their head, and they view you a certain way, a certain status. And if you like around them or meet them in person, and you don't meet what they created in their head of you, then it's like they don't really like mess with you anymore. I don't know, it's weird. It's just a lot of like assumptions when it comes to like social media influencers. Another thing, number two, like the second thing, a lot of people, like a misconception about being a social media influencer or having a big following, is people will think if you're a girl and you're beautiful, people will think that you have like loads of men in your life. I'm pretty sure if there's any women that are like that watching this, they know what I'm talking about. People would think you have loads of men in your life if you're a woman that's an influencer. They'll think you have like so many guys in your life. It's like, it's two things, and vice versa. When you're a man, women and men will think that you have like loads of women in your life, or like loads of women trying to get at you. And y'all have to understand, there's a big difference between likes, comments, DMs, and real life. Like, yes, you see a lot of DMs, yes, you see a lot of comments, yes, you see a lot of likes, but that doesn't mean you like are connected to those people in any way. Like, they follow you, they like, comment, and DM you. That doesn't mean that you're personally connected to them in any way in real life. Like, social media is one thing, real life is one thing. There might be loads of men commenting on like girls' posts, or like DMing girls and liking their stuff, but that doesn't mean it's a whole lot of men doing that in person. Oftentimes when you're popular or social media influencer and beautiful, if you're a woman, a lot of men will be intimidated by you, and they won't even really approach you that much. Like, men won't really say much to you in person. And I know this from having female friends that are influencers, and popular or beautiful. And vice versa, the same with men. If you're a handsome man and you have a social media follow on top of that, same thing. Like, women to comment, DM, like, but women don't just be like knocking on my door, or like when I go outside, they don't just be running me down or like so eager to like speak to me. Like, it don't work like that. That's not real life. Like, oftentimes you're intimidating, and I've heard it a million times. I didn't even make this up myself. Like, I've just heard this from women my whole life, that like I'm intimidating, or men in that kind of space, like men that are handsome or like popular social media influencers, celebrity, whatever you want to call it, they're often intimidating. So most women and people in general won't even talk to you. Like, even men won't even like say anything to me. Like, a lot of times people, that brings me to the third thing. Well, I say thing. I've been watching Drake too much. That brings me to the third thing. People will like just assume that you're stuck up, that you think you're better than them, that you're like bougie. And like, you have to realize, like, social media may seem one way, but real life sometimes is another. Like, even if like, I've noticed, I've met some girls that like, their page consists of like, they're always in a club, they're always around like real nice cars, on yachts, boats, and all that stuff. And I meet them in person and they super humble, and they not even materialistic. That just happened to be their life. You know what I mean? So I feel like people need to learn more to actually get to know people. And it's definitely, I feel like all of us, like social media influencers, popular people, whatever you want to call it, handsome, beautiful, whatever, we kind of need to take accountability, because we are putting out whatever we putting out to the world. So if we put out like nothing about our personality, we can't be shocked when people kind of assume. Like, we can't expect people not to assume that we are a certain way. Like, it is what it is. So this year I did vow to like post more of my personality. That's why I'm doing this, because I've never done this before. Stop, boy. That's why this year I'm gonna post more of like my personality, how I think, how I'm like speaking and stuff like that, so people get an idea like who I am as a person, more than like just judging off social media. And I think more people should do it that are social media influencers, if they have a problem with people assuming that they're a certain way, or if they're annoyed by it. I'm annoyed by it, and I feel like I got a pretty dope personality, or like a dope mind. So I'm sharing it with the people, sharing it with the world, whoever cares, whoever want to tune into this video. But that's the third misconception, is people think you're bougie, stuck up, think you're better than them. And I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, I never felt that way in my life. I don't know, my mother didn't raise me that way. I just never felt that way. Like, I understand that I'm handsome to like some people, but that doesn't mean that I personally feel like I'm more attractive than certain people. Like, I don't know, I don't think that way. And it's funny, because I didn't know I was handsome. I didn't know that I have anything to offer the world until like people kept telling me. Like, I remember being in like middle school and high school, like, I didn't realize it. It wasn't until like a bunch of women kept telling me, or women kept telling me when I was younger. Like, I didn't know. The world told me this. Like, I ain't know. I never cared. And I still don't care. But I just don't feel like, I'm better than nobody. Like, that doesn't mean nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, it's just an appearance. And as far as social media, it's just social media. Like, that doesn't mean you're better than nobody. And some people do act that way. I've met some people that act like, they're above you and shit like that. But I don't know, everybody like normal to me. Like, it is what it is. It's just followers. Like, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate people who do want to follow me for whatever reason. Like, if you want to follow me because of my art, because of my music, because you like my posts, or even if you just like how I look, like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't judge people for why they do what they do too much. Like, I don't know, I'm very understanding. So, but it doesn't mean that social media influencers think they're better than anybody or think they're above anybody. I know there are some like that, but I feel like most don't really feel that way. Maybe. I don't know, but I know I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody or nothing like that. And I don't feel like I'm attractive to everybody. I'm not everybody's type. There's been plenty of women I couldn't get. There's plenty of women where, you know, I wasn't, I don't know, tall enough, dark enough. Maybe they didn't like my long hair. Maybe they didn't like tattoos. Maybe I was too muscular for them. Maybe they like skinny dudes. Maybe they like white guys. Maybe they like darker guys. You know what I'm saying? That's another misconception about social media influence. People think they bougie, stuck up, and all that. Nah, I'm very down to earth. Anybody can come talk to me. I would talk to you. Anybody could start a conversation with me in real life. You know, I would talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Social media is very different. Like, you know, obviously, probably not gonna talk to everybody like online, like it's online. But maybe I would. Like, I reach out to a lot of people. I read more DMs than y'all would think. And I'm pretty sure more, you know, influencers do the same. But one of the main ones, I feel like the misconceptions is people think you have like a boatload of women and people in your life that love you. Like, although that sounds great, that's not the reality. Like, I feel like oftentimes, like, it's, y'all never think about it. Like, it's a lot of models, so like celebrities or like handsome people or beautiful people, social media influencers that commit suicide, and it's because they be lonely. Like, it don't really be nobody that love them. Like, you gotta realize, people from the outside looking in, they come to you, men and women. When men and women that are outsiders will approach a man and a woman that are social media influencers or popular, beautiful, handsome, whatever, they will assume that, oh nah, they got so many women in their life, they got so many men in their life is perfect, people love them, they have no issues in the world. So oftentimes people don't even like enter your life, and if they do, they don't plan to stay because they feel like you got it all already, without ever actually getting to know you, whatever actually getting to know your brain, like realizing that you're an actual person inside of your frame. You know what I mean? And I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to this. And obviously there are a million problems in the world. I'm pretty sure there are problems with a lot of different kind of people, but obviously I can only speak from my perspective. I'm pretty sure there's group of people here, group of people here, group of people here, group of people here, and they all got their pros and cons, but I can only speak from my perspective, obviously, or somebody that I may know or something like that. So I'm speaking from my perspective. Before you come at me and like, oh, these people got to deal with this, these people got to deal with this, I know, but I can only speak from my perspective. So that's often one of the biggest ones. And you know, people will assume you have so many people in your life or so many girls and your sex life is great. And the same with women. Men will assume that women have so many guys want them or whatever. That doesn't mean those women want those guys or even pay those guys any attention. I've met a lot of women like that, and they don't be really caring about the likes, the DMs, the comments, and all that. You know, they care about real life like most of us do. Social media is one thing and real life is another. And oftentimes people that are popular or beautiful or handsome or whatever be very lonely. They actually be really lonely, you know what I mean? And they actually don't be having like people in their life, and like people assume that, and it's crazy, instead of like getting to know people. But I guess that's what we sign up for when we become popular online, and we post on the internet. Because I'm pretty sure most popular people, it wasn't really a plan. I know for me it wasn't a plan. I didn't know that my social media would blow up the way it did on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, all that. I didn't know it would blow up the way it did. It just happened. So I guess that's what comes with the territory. People will assume things about you and, you know, judge you based on social media instead of real life. But I'm making this video to maybe open some dialogue or open some minds. Like, you know, maybe people sit and think like, damn, like, you know, maybe I should, you know, get to know them past social media. And I have had some people I've came across that actually took the time to know me beyond social media, but you know, not everybody does that. Moral of the story is there's a lot of misconceptions about people who are popular online. social media influencers and stuff like that. But the reality be oftentimes a lot different from what you think. And the only way to find out is that you get to know those people. If you want, you don't have to. You can keep judging people if you want before you meet them. You can make up whatever you want to make up about them. It's totally up to you. It's your life. I'm just offering a different perspective, So yeah, that wraps up this video. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'm gonna be posting a lot more very consistently. I've been consistent so far since I've started. And yeah, thank you for tuning in to another video. I'll see y'all next time.